Real quick before we get into the review, just gotta thank the people over on Patreon, because without their support, a lot of this upgraded content you see on the channel would not be possible. And I gotta say, on top of being able to respond to you guys in the DMs, you know, one of the fun things about the Patreon is every 3 months we do an anime and manga haul, and there's a lot of good goodies in that one. You also get sneak peeks at videos that haven't made their way onto the channel yet. I'm still figuring out what to do for actual YouTube memberships, so leave a suggestion down in the comment section below. But with that being said, thank you so much for all of you guys' support, and now let's get into the review. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys a review for Boruto episode 215. And now that episode 215 is done and in the books, dude, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and there's actually quite a bit to talk about in this episode. So obviously we have a much superior version of Isshiki's invasion in the anime version opposed to the manga. Take from that what you will. We will be touching on that later on, because you better believe Isshiki-Boruto, the illustrator for the Boruto manga, is not getting a pass for how he handled this in the manga opposed to how the anime did it. And I also gotta highlight that I love that scene where you see Naruto slowly powering up, where you see the no pigmentation around the eyes, and he has the toad slats and the fox slits, and then you see Naruto stack the QB Chakra mode on top of that. That's a very nice touch. It's going to help out showing what form Naruto's in, because they took time to show you him go through each form. But backing things up a little bit, I'm going to say right now, I love the fact that this episode continued on with what we didn't get in the last episode. So you saw Kashin Koji's final moments. We've not seen him in the manga since this, where Isshiki's just stunned on the dude. The man has an entire wardrobe change in front of him, puts on his drip, turns into Drip Shiki, pulls out the wine glass, tells him like, yeah, I can summon things from other dimension if I want to, proceeds to have a nice drink of wine, because wine does the heart very good, and Isshiki's body's beginning to break down. So I like that little connection that you have there. And essentially he kneels down in front of Kashin Koji and says, let me know what your last words are, dog, before I kill you. And Kashin Koji does the thing that Jiraiya couldn't do. He manages to escape when facing certain death. And Kashin Koji summons a giant toad and uses the toad as a way to reverse summon himself, probably back to Mount Miyaboku. We don't know where he reverse summoned back to. Again, we haven't seen him, so leave your Kashin Koji theories down below. But I gotta say, now that we've gotten that out the way, I love what the anime did with these small touches that were added to this episode to properly build up to Isshiki arriving inside of Konoha. Because in the manga version, it came and it went, and there was no build up. Like, Naruto was like, hey Boruto, this guy's a monster. You're not coming out onto the battlefield. You need to just run and hide. We can't let you be anywhere near this guy. And then Naruto goes out to confront him. Like, that's how it happens in the manga. Like, Isshiki took out a couple of Konoha Shinobi fodder, and then Naruto shows up and Naruto gets clapped. Like, it sucked in the manga. It sucked in the manga. Like, it was cool to see Naruto versus Isshiki in the manga version, but in the anime, they did a full, proper build-up. So not only do you get the scene where Naruto's telling Boruto, you can't come onto the battlefield, and can you give me any guarantee that if you come out there, Momoshiki's not going to take over? Naruto is thinking a few steps ahead. This is what I mean when I say you see the maturation process in Naruto now that Naruto is a 33-year-old individual. Naruto basically says like, hey, you're a liability. You have that karma seal. We don't know if Momoshiki will take over. We can't have two Otsutsuki out there. You need to take your little ass and you need to sit down somewhere. And Sai shows up and Sai says like, hey, we can use that facility. And I like how the anime actually shows you Naruto walking with them to that underground facility that Danzo had. And we got more information about it because we were just told that it was a bunker that was developed in order to prevent the Hyuga clan from being able to see. We find out that like the whole reason why Danzo had that root hideout and everything was that was his last ditch effort in case the Hyuga clan started a coup d'etat against the Hidden Leaf Village. So I like that you see the ghost of Danzo even further. Like, again, that was alluded to in the manga, but I like that we get to spend a little bit more time there, and it kind of makes me wonder, did Danzo have contingency plans in place for all 4 of Konoha's 4 noble clans? So that's the Hyuga clan, the Aburame clan, the Uchiha clan, and the Akamichi clan. So I'm really curious if Danzo had contingencies for all of them. But I gotta say, I love revisiting Danzo's old hideout. I thought that was very cool to see that. Even Amato's like, man, I didn't know about this facility. This is pretty cool. So the whole reason why they're doing it is that Isshiki's other eye is the Byakugan, and so you're in a situation where this blocks off Isshiki's ability to find them because you have all those seals around it, and the facility is so far underground and it has those seals that Isshiki can't track Kawaki's location. So I thought that was cool to see that. But man, the other thing that the anime did that makes this so superior to the manga version, I challenge anybody that's on that Ikimoto Defense Force to go read the manga chapter and tell me that the manga handled this whole situation better than the anime, because I'm calling you right now, that's cap. The way the anime did this, it's like you see Ino relaying all the orders to everybody. You see Tsunade and Kakashi standing by. So for moral support, you have the 2 previous Hokage right there. You have Shikamaru, the person who's one of the people next in line to become 8th Hokage. He's given the pep talk. You see people from Naruto's generation, the elites from Naruto's generation. So you see Rock Lee, you see Tenten, Kiba. I know Kiba's a meme, but Kiba's still one of the elites from the previous generation. You see all of them assembled, and you see how they're standing there, and they get worried for a second when they find out that another Otsutsuki's coming to the village. But you see how so many of the shinobi are saying, well, Shikamaru's here and he's got a brilliant strategy in mind for us. We're going to be totally okay. Some of them people look like, man, I don't get paid enough to go up against another Otsutsuki. I can't do it. However, the fact is that as all of them are assembled, Shikamaru shows you real leadership growth, which is a direct result of what happens in the Shikamaru Shinden novel, which I'm going to be covering later on this year in the channel. But this is a direct continuation of his character growth in that novel right there. And what I like right here is that Shikamaru levels with them. He says, I don't have a plan. He bows his head down in front of him. He says like, yo, I've always tried to be several steps ahead in battle, but I can't predict what's going to happen this time. I can't say whether or not I can keep everybody alive, but I need you to lend me the strength to protect the village. I need you guys to go out there and fight. You see the tears in this man's eyes, and you just see it how the other shinobi, so the people that fought in the war alongside Shikamaru, so Rock Lee, Tenten, Choji, Kiba, you see these characters speak up for him to continue rallying the support. And like I said in my video when I talked about Konohamaru, and I said like, yo, you know, we got high expectations of Konohamaru, but I think sometimes people do forget, if we take things the way that Kishimoto did it, where every character is on a scale from 1 to 5, I've always said not all 5s are created equal. The fact is that Rock Lee right now has been confirmed to be a master of the 8 inner gates. Rock Lee got bodied in this episode. Isshiki took him out immediately at once. I know people are saying like, damn, how come we couldn't see Rock Lee go all out? I agree with you right there. However, the gap in power is too huge. So Rock Lee taken off the board. Kiba's a meme at this point. I ain't gonna say nothing about Kiba, but I am gonna say when it comes to Choji, you have somebody who had enough physical strength to push back the Gidomazu statue. So Choji's not a pushover right now. Tenten was able to not only use the Sage of Six Paths tools, which she didn't have in this battle, but she was able to use the Sage of Six Paths tools, which require a lot of chakra to do so. And she was able to take out Kakuzu. Kakuzu was an S-rank criminal, and Kakuzu was a Kage level fighter. So we actually have some heavy hitters out there. But the fact of the matter is, Isshiki's just too strong, and Isshiki just bodied all of them. Everybody gets bodied. You just see bodies strewn all over the rooftop at this point. Everybody's unconscious. Tenten, Choji, Rock Lee, Kiba, everybody's unconscious. Konohamaru was the only one that stands up. So that right there, take from it what you will, but I will say that for all of our expectations for Konohamaru just being King Kong dookied on, the fact that Konohamaru was able to get up after all of this and the other people weren't, take of that what you will, but I do think you need to start the conversation. Is Konohamaru stronger than we've been giving him credit for? And if that's the case, we need to see Konohamaru be given a real opportunity to go all out. I personally like that you see this right here, because again, those were not some pushovers that Isshiki took out. Those were elite Konoha shinobi. But the fact is that this is how you do build up. If you're familiar with my manga reviews, one of the things that I have consistently, ever since I've started talking about the manga, the last few years, I have consistently said that the manga rushes towards the payoff, and this is the difference between just having Naruto show up after a few fodder ninja just get chakra rod shoved into him and then Naruto shows up. Like, taking the time to build up the scene through other character interactions, even though it's brief, that small changing, that small slowing down of the scenario and situation to build up towards Naruto returning and making his grand entrance, that's a proper build up in order to get to the payoff of Naruto versus Isshiki. I like this. This is better storytelling. And I like how the anime particularly decided to slow things down when Ino says, you can go all out, Naruto. You see Naruto power up, and when you look at Naruto's eyes, you don't see any of the orange pigmentation, or if you are familiar with the colored version of the manga, any of the red pigmentation around the eye that you see when they show you that Naruto's in Sage mode. And then later on in the manga, when he goes into KCM2 in the Naruto manga, depending on which one you look at, it's either orange or red pigmentation. Right here, what they did is they made it a point to show you Naruto in the base with toad slats and fox slits before he stacked on any QB chakra. You didn't see any pigmentation around the eyes. I'm glad that the anime slowed that down. That way it's more obvious what form Naruto's using. I would have liked to have seen more, but at the same time, that's not the anime's job to fix stuff the manga should have did in the first place. Like I said last week, if we're waiting on the anime to fix something, that means the manga was lacking something. At least at this point, the anime is saying, like, we're gonna do a crescendo and build towards Naruto and Sasuke stepping in. What I like about that is that just prior to that, when you saw these Konoha shinobi put their hearts on their sleeves and try it, you see Sarada all banged up and injured, barely able to walk. Sarada's trying to go to the battlefield. In the manga, we did not see Sarada and Mitsuki at any point during this invasion. That was a huge missed opportunity, and I like how just the small stuff where you see Sarada barely able to stand, is taking everything she's got to be able to walk. She's sweating like crazy trying to get there. She collapses, and what I like about that one scene right there is that it just shows you that she don't have the power to be on the battlefield, but she's damn sure got the heart. It's the small touches like that that really make you appreciate the battle that's getting ready to come out. And when Isshiki's about to use a killing attack that's not just going to kill Konohamaru, but also kill Rock Lee, kill Choji, kill Kiba, kill Tenten, Naruto's able to casually bust it aside, showing you the clear difference in power between Naruto and the other Konoha shinobi who are considered to be elites. Naruto charges this dude. Isshiki's dodging the attacks. He casually kicks Naruto. Naruto lands on top of one of the structures. The structure gives way to Naruto's weight. Isshiki just immediately kicks this man through several buildings. He's about to hit this man with that sweet chin music out of nowhere. And then that's when Sasuke Uchiha comes out of nowhere, uses his Rinnegan's Manen Tejikara in order to swap places with Isshiki. Ishiki's like, that damn Rinnegan, that's gonna be troublesome. You see Sasuke's already got a strategy in place. He's throwing the shuriken. He's telling Naruto to throw shuriken. Isshiki at this point has been very arrogant. He's not even bothered to suppress his chakra because he just knows that I'm a lot stronger than anybody here. Like, Ishiki's even bragging, have you forgotten how badly I beat you last time? So he's not even bothering to use what make Otsutsuki so special, which is the ability to suppress their chakra to where they can't be sensed. He doesn't care. And as Isshiki begins to start shrinking all these shuriken and projectiles that are being thrown at him, that's when you get the build up to where Sasuke was actually setting up this whole thing to where he throws his sword and Boruto is already there with his karma seal activated. He's used the transformation jutsu to transform into Sasuke's sword, and Boruto is able to use Momoshiki's ability. Boruto just basically said like, yo, I'm gonna teleport this guy. I don't know if I can do this in mid-battle, but I'm gonna try it. I love that you get that scene right there, and I love how when Isshiki gets teleported to that dimension, he's like, man, how much of Momoshiki's power can this kid use? And most importantly, we also see that this power that Boruto has comes with a true cost, because Boruto has a moment where he lets Sasuke know, I'm terrified of this power and what it can do if I lose control. So we're seeing a real internal conflict for Boruto. Overall, I like this episode a lot better than what we got in the manga. There's no comparison to it. This is why I say the manga should live in the moment more. The manga wastes panels. The manga wastes dialogue. The dialogue's gotten better since Kishimoto's gotten back. We've actually gotten new information in the dialogue, but there's a lot of stuff the manga cuts corners on. The fact that the anime bends over backwards on episodes like this should show you that. So my episode question for you guys is, if you're a manga reader, which did you prefer? Was it the anime or the manga version? And the second question I have, which is going to be for everybody, what do you guys think about the Konoha Shinobi that went up against Isshiki, and what does it say in your opinion that Konohamaru was the only one that wasn't knocked out? Do we need to start the conversation, is Konohamaru the strongest Shinobi from Naruto's generation not named Naruto and Sasuke? Do we need to start that conversation? Because everybody else is knocked out, Konohamaru is still there. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you have anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.